So again, this is all over. I encourage you, if you go outside today, record a helicopter, landscape, because 80% of the time they fly sideways. So that's why. 20% go up and down. Sometimes they fly in pairs, like 3% of their time.
Are you okay with people sending, I don't want to inundate you, but are you okay with people send, like if they do record something and they
Yeah,
aren't sure, can they send it to you?
yeah, custodianfile@gmail. If you don't know how to slow it down, I'll slow it down, I'll edit, I'll send it back. So this is still going on. It's been 8 years, 46,000 sorties. We had 3 major research vessels. We don't even know 1% of the story, but I think their primary function, based on 2 videos that I have, this is where it gets tricky. I think their primary function is to escort larger UFOs, UAPs, from one planet to another or one from dimension to another.
Hmm.
The reason I say that is I have a video of actually a portal. It opens, some dragons fly out, and behind the dragons is a real UFO, saucer ship. So to me, that can only mean that they're flying ahead of the saucer ship. They're escorting, maybe sending back telemetry. Maybe it's super hard to fly interdimensional and you need a beacon ahead of you. Maybe these dragons act as a North Pole and they say, okay, we're here, follow our GPS, come on in. Yeah, I think, because I do also have one other video I found in Canada, a really good one too, where the dragon was flying and right behind the dragon was a chevron, clear as day, a chevron UFO, clear as day. It was flying with the F-22. So we have the F-22, we have the chevron, and we have the dragon flying in front of the chevron. And that's all. This is on YouTube. So what I do is, or back in my research days, because I've got 14,000 hours in this, you look at air shows. If you think you see a dot somewhere on your computer, press K. K is pause on YouTube. Below the K is the arrow forward, is the arrow backwards. That's frame by frame forward, frame by frame backwards. Then you zone in on it and you do screenshots. And then you tell the other people, say, hey, look, I found this dragon. Here's the IP. Here's the timeline. That's how I find a lot of them. And then oh my God, look at this. It's getting good here, Allie. We've got the Coast Guard coming from the south. He'll be here in 8 minutes, so no hurry. But a really other good one that I have memorized, of a portal in the daytime opening, a portal. It's called Blue Angels Flight, no, Blue Angels Ride Looking Forward. You'll see this portal. You'll see that about 10 dragons will fly out. And then you'll see this round metallic saucer just fly up to the windshield because it was recorded by the Blue Angels in perfect weather in Palmdale, California. That one really has a lot of attention. We got 2 minutes for the Coast Guard.
Awesome.
Yeah, let me just quickly ascertain, where's he coming from? San Diego? Yep, out of San Diego. They told him fly straight up here. That's the Coast Guard 6562. Yeah, he's turning a little bit. Dragon right there. That was really fast. The weather's not that good. I could have easily missed it. Wow. But right when the chopper came in, he started to bank for some reason. And that's when the dragon flew right under him.
Do you think that they can see these at all?
With their IR equipment, they can. Yeah, their
Okay.
infrared. To give you an example, a year ago, they were interviewing a Coast Guard pilot, was doing some rescue in Florida, and I found the interview to be very bizarre. I'm not even sure if he was allowed to give the interview. Looking back, because they were saying, "Well, how's the rescue coming along?" He goes, "You know what? I'm so grateful. We have these brand new cameras. We just got them, and I cannot believe how good they are." And the reporter said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We can see a human being 95 miles away." What? 95 miles. We can see people 95 miles out in the ocean. They're amazing. He just said, "I can't believe how good this technology is." So I don't know if he was supposed to tell the rest of us, Ellie, they got some nice equipment. The Coast Guard has some nice stuff, really nice stuff. So yes, to answer your question,
I would love your thoughts on just like, because I could see whether it's from, authority or just people just talking on the streets or whatever, but I could easily see a situation that is not harmful, be made out to sound like it is.
I fortunately, I think I can answer that again with 14,000 hours of research. I'm able to just look back and access the data you want. So they appear to be just curious, very friendly. They're not really causing any problems, not that I can see. Uh, I, I could technically be really, I can say there over the years, there have been just a few concerning instances. For instance, Skinwalker, one
Hmm.
of the gentlemen, he complains of migraine headaches, even had to go to the hospital, had some swelling on the brain. The other gentleman had radiation burn on the side of his head, Dr. Travis. Um, there is one other gentleman was screwing around in a cemetery using electronic equipment, and apparently it got tagged. I don't know, I want to say attacked, but got tagged by a dragon, had a bad radiation burn on his neck. Uh, and then also, I mean, just to out of fairness, I am friends with this individual, a very high level individual in the military industrial complex on a really high level. He's taken this very serious. In fact, he's been looking at this for 2 years, and they told him a couple months ago that you are no longer to go on the internet and ever use the word UFO, UAP, or dragon.
That's
Yeah, of course.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, he reached out and said, "Hey, Robert, I was in my backyard in front of my security camera. I don't know why a dragon flew up right by him, and he flinched. He ducked. He could hear it, and he he was in bed for the rest of the day. He had a bad migraine.
Huh.
So, but other than that, I don't see I don't see any issues. I
Yeah.
really don't. No,
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be fair, play both sides. Um, but probably what's going to happen is because these things are not leaving. I know the Pentagon is like, if we could just wait one more day. In other words, we don't want to tell you today because tomorrow they could leave, and then we'd get a free ride. And every day they tell themselves that we don't want to tell you today because tomorrow they could leave.
But more and more keep coming.
More and more video. Um, So it might get to the point, it's ugly, it's the ugly side of human,
Yeah.
but they might demonize them.
Mm,
They might say, oh my God, look at this terrible plane crash.
mm,
We think a dragon caused it. I
mm.
can kind of hear that story coming,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no, that's not what they're doing. They're just recording. They're recording history, and frankly they don't care if you record them. They're just all over the internet. There are so many dragons on the internet. We will never find them all. Not without the help of an AI quantum supercomputer, and it's been programmed to look at every single video on the internet and look for a dragon. That won't happen now, but they're all over the place.
Does anyone outside of you have are you giving these videos to anyone to hold for records or anything like that?
Well, I have them on clouds, on
Okay.
USBs, and I'm putting a lot of them on YouTube, and I
Yeah.
encourage people copy and repost. Just and I tell people I'll give you all the video you want. I have hightailed links. I have 8 years of hightail links. I can just shoot them to you. So I'm disseminating it. I'm just like, get it out there. Because think about it, like the universe has given me all this for me to sit on.
Right, right.
Get it out there. Just
Yeah.
I know. So it is what it is. Some of your viewers, I get it. If you're skeptical, I get it. I want you to think or question, like, well, it's got to be a bug, right? Well, again, bugs don't. Oh, and they fly behind the airplanes too. So on the
Hmm.
videos, they fly behind helicopters, aircraft, blimps. So how do you explain that?
Yeah. Hmm.
Then so they trigger the X and K band. They give it if they fly behind a metal pole, you can see the X-ray image of them. It's a white ghost silhouette. So if they fly behind like a light pole and you happen to turn your camera at the same time, you can, you can see like a hospital X-ray can see your bones.
No way.
No, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, a lot. I have a lot of those now. Other people are recording them too. Yeah.
That's incredible.
How do you explain that? Yeah,
Right.
a lot.
Interesting.
I really don't have any critics anymore. They're just like,
Yeah.
if anything, people are like, Robert, can you show us a spaceship?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have this one gentleman in Oklahoma City. He is recording really good video. He recorded a saucer, a really
No
good
way.
saucer. Really good. Now, the saucers are much slower than dragons. I
Huh.
guess they're not in a hurry. It's hard to say. They're like a quarter of the speed. So they're going maybe 500 miles an hour, maybe. So the guy's name is Ben. I said, Ben, what is going on in Oklahoma City? Why are you getting all this good video? And I didn't know this, but he said, the headquarters for the FAA is located in Oklahoma City. Yeah, Will Rogers International Airport. They're right there. And he's recording these right there. So I'm thinking, obvious, they're trying to get the attention of the FAA. They're saying, hey, we got these dragons. We're bringing in our saucer ships in front of you. Hello, FAA. I think it's what it's got to be. How long can all the agencies pretend like,
Yeah.
no, we don't hear anything, we don't see anything.
Right.
No, just stop, please, go away. Well, they're not going to go away. I don't know how to put it. They're not going to go away.
I love that you're doing this work, and it certainly helps when it's coming from, again, someone that has the background that you have and the knowledge and the hours that you have and all of it.
I really think it's a gift from the universe because I can easily look back and say none of this should have happened, or I should have never met my friend Glenn because that just doesn't happen. But really looking back, Glenn has his signature everywhere.
Mm.
It's just a very powerful. Oh, if he was alive right now, I could call him on the phone and say, Glenn, say hello to Allie. He'd go, okay, oh, hi, Allie. Is this where you live? Is this your birthday? Is this your social security number? Is this your address? Did you go to school here? Is this where you work? Uh, uh, is your neighbor's name this? Did you go last year on vacation here? And he just doesn't stop, and he's never wrong.
Did he ever tell you about experiences of himself as a child? Like, did he have knowings and rememberings and, strange experiences off the bat?
Um, so there are 10,000 questions I should have asked him, obviously. He only said that he was born with it. Uh, and right around the age of 7, he realized the other kids didn't have this gift. So he just played it down.
Did he ever refer to himself as a star seed or star child? No. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, but basically, over clues like, I said, Glenn, Glenn, you ever met anyone telepathic as you? He goes, yeah, one time. I said, whoa, what are you talking about? Who? It was when I was doing the radio show in 1974 at Universal Studios. I said, oh, you got to tell me everything. And he kind of froze up because for the first time ever, he's like, I don't want to tell you about the time traveler. He's a time traveler. I said, well, why don't you want to tell me? He could tell that, the 99 butterfly, I would mess up the timeline. Evidently, this stuff's real.
Yes.
So he told me his name. He told me why he was here. But obviously, Glenn is like, Robert, if you tell people this, you can mess up the timeline here. I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for the consequences of that. Let's just say he was doing research in 1776.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Glenn, now also just no, he could have said anything. He like on the radio show, these people would call in and go. This one lady called in, uh, Glenn, my sister's missing. Oh my God, I can't find her. He goes, oh, she's missing. Oh, she's at this address in San Francisco. She's living with her aunt. A month later, the lady called back. Glenn, you were right. I found my sister. She was there. He goes, yeah. Call me anytime that happens.
Wow. I've had a guest on in the past that she does this for work. She helps families and investigative teams find missing people, and it's a process for her. Like it comes in waves and over time, and certain pieces come in. It's not like all at once, in one setting. So
Yeah,
like you said before, it sounds like I'm thinking about all of my guests, and it really is. It sounds like he was just like a combination of all of them. Very interesting.
but on really another level, I think I said, Glenn, if ETs were to land and you were to talk to them, would they be impressed? And he's always very modest. He goes, I don't know. And then he goes, yeah, they would be. Yeah. And I figured they would.
Mm.
Another guy, and this other radio show called in, this other guy, he goes, Glenn, I don't believe anything you're doing. Nothing. He goes, Glenn, if you're real, you tell me where I am right now. Oh, okay. You want me to tell you where you are right now? Don't stall, Glenn. Just tell me where I'm at. Are you calling me from a phone booth in Long Beach, California? Did you spend the day with your family at Disneyland? Click.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the real. You could see, can you imagine how many spy codes Glenn decoded for the Air Force in 48 to 52? In fact, if you go back and ask AI, on the average, how many spies are captured in any 10-year period? In other words, how many of our spies are captured? How many spies in Russia are captured? It's between 0 and 2. It's very hard to capture spies. They're very good at what they do. But I did this. AI said between 1950 to 1960, there were between 12 and 24 spies captured in America.
Wow.
We captured a lot, and it's because of Glenn.
Wow.
It was easy. Yeah, and for what it's worth, Glenn became a speech pathologist,
Huh.
and he worked for the LA school district, and he only worked with autistic children
Wow.
because he could easily communicate with them. He's telepathic.
Have you seen the telepathy tapes? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. I'm
Yes.
impressed. I'm
Wow.
really impressed. Yeah, it's exciting. Oh, funny. Okay, the telepathy tapes. So in 86, Glenn would put on a performance and he would read people's minds. And he says, I call this 50 years from now. He didn't have a fancy name for it. He goes, I call this, he says, because in 50 years, telepathy will be common.
Mm,
Well, 50 years is 2037. That's not far away anymore.
no.
So it looks like he was right again. And frankly, I said, okay, telepathy is going to happen, but it's going to be an app. You
Mm.
get it on your phone, you press accept. Uh, it's a request, you press accept, and you telepathically communicate so you don't eavesdrop on somebody. But it now it's looking like it's going to be for real, biologically real. If they're teaching these kids now, in 12 years from now, I think Glenn was right again.
Well, something that astronomers, astrologers, psychics have been talking about is like all these solar flares that are happening, and they're bringing enough they're bringing different things in terms of the energy that they're producing, but I've heard several people say that one of the things that's coming along with these solar flares is enhancing our ability to do various things. One of them being able to speak and communicate telepathically. I guess you aren't speaking, but communicate telepathically.
Yeah.
And I have noticed this on my own, just within personal relationships, like with my mom or friends. I saw it happening. Like I would think something, and then someone would say something that would answer the question I was thinking. Or so now I've been testing it, and it's happening. It's
Oh,
real. Yeah.
it's real. It is happening. It's it's very real. And I actually one day I said, Glenn, will you teach me how to do this? He goes, yeah, I'll teach you. But I never took him up on it. I just,
Mm.
you know, it was one of those things where, um, naively, like, well, I'm going to know you for a long time. I'll
Mm.
ask you later. It's just, it
Have
didn't
you
work.
heard of the Monroe Institute?
Yeah, I have, and
It's in Virginia as well, and they teach, I mean, they've got a number of different courses, but that's one of the things that they teach. They teach you how to remote view. I mean, it's incredible.
it's all very real. I know if you're
Yes,
some of you are like, no, this can't be. It's very real. And I
absolutely.
have the tapes. By the way, Glenn recorded his radio shows. It was there for 1 year on the radio show. Okay, just to people want proof. Okay, let me give you some. 1970, he was doing he was at the Magic Castle. It's very famous for it's one of the highest places you could be, one of the highest venues you could perform your magic at in Los Angeles, the Magic Castle.
Huh.
Uh, Somebody asked, hey, Glenn, who's going to win the big football game this weekend? The Rose Bowl, the big football game. So Glenn goes, oh, okay, here are the two teams, here's the winning score, and here's the attendance, the exact attendance. Well, a few days go by, he was 100% correct. 100%. Well, he gets the next day after the game, his doorbell rings. It's the government,
Hmm.
the FCC. Say, Glenn, you know this thing you did the other day? It was on the radio. Yeah, this thing you did the other day. We've got a problem, Glenn. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. This is people like you could turn the stock market upside down.
Mm.
You could create a panic in America. If you said there was a tsunami coming, you could create a panic. You can't go on the radio anymore and make predictions. It's a problem. Glenn Falkenstein, he has a couple tracks on YouTube people have posted. It's worth looking into. Watch them in your spare time. Yeah, I'll tell you kind of a funny story. Back in the day, at the pharmacy, I had the LAPD bike patrol would often stop by. They'd take a break. It was cool inside, air conditioned, water, use the restroom, just take a break. And I would tell them, hey, I have this friend. Maybe you should talk to him if you have any cases you want to solve. I'd say, oh, Robert, we don't believe in that stuff. We don't use psychics.
Unfortunate.
Well, I said, well, that's too bad because you really should. Well, 6 months later, they were there and Glenn walked in. I said, I don't believe this. I can't even time this. So I said to one of the officers, I said, hey, take a dollar bill out of your pocket. And Glenn, do me a favor, read the serial number. So Glenn turns his head, he covers his eyes, he gets a piece of paper, he covers his eyes, he goes like this, and he reads the serial number right in front of the police officers. Let me tell you something. They didn't think it was funny. They were mad.
Why?
They thought I was like it was a trap or I was trying to punk them, although I didn't know they were going to pull up. So they never came back. The police officers never came back. After years and years of stopping by,
Wow.
Now, I don't know, maybe possibly Glenn did that on purpose because he didn't like where this was going.
Mm.
He could see their future and he was like saying, Robert, I don't want you around them.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
they seem like nice guys, but if they were up to something fishy,
Yeah.
I would not have known. Oh, here comes the LAPD again. Nothing. Hey, there it is. Oh my God. It's got a bird in there too. Good, good. That was really hard to see. This is the circle. This is the orbit I'm in. This is what's going on. I just proved it now, 3 out of 3. I was like, I'm like, oh my God.
Incredible.
I hope I get a dragon. This is the hot seat here.
I wasn't expecting it at all. That didn't even cross my mind, like coming into this. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, wow. And it just goes to show, I mean, why you're able to get so many hours of this. I mean, I was not expecting it to happen this often. This is crazy.
I would have been happy with one. I just want to share it, get it out there. People can handle it again. We can handle it.
Yeah.
There's no reversing this.
No.
They're
No.
not leaving. They're not leaving.
No. No.
That's not realistic.
No. Absolutely not. Look at what you have. That's incredible. And you're in one area, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
And I've only shared 1% with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, everyone, try. Get curious. Don't be embarrassed. You see a helicopter somewhere today. Take your phone sideways, landscape, zoom in 20, not too much, because we don't want to record. We're not trying to record aircraft. Look for a dot. They're easy to miss. In other words, try to see a BB flying in the air. That's how hard it will be. But you learn pretty quickly. You learn very quickly. I had a gentleman reach out from Belgium. He was doing some real esoteric research. I got to give him credit. He was looking at all the pictures from the space station that's going on. And he saw this one light. It looked like a lens flare. I don't know how he enlarged it and watched it on his big screen. And it is a saucer and it's kind of fuzzy.
I don't know how much you and Hope talked, but yeah, she absolutely she doesn't like to say she was abducted. She says transported, but she had telepathic communication with three beings on the ship that visited her outside of Virginia or in Virginia. I
Uh,
mean, everything you're saying, I'm just there's just pieces here and there that they keep just reminding me back to other conversations that I have had, and they
uh,
all every
there's,
every every interview I do, there's overlap. Yeah.
and that's how you know it's real.
Yes. Yes.
That's how you know. It's pretty darn exciting.
This might be too out there for you or just not in your wheelhouse, but do you have any thoughts on Three Eye Atlas?
A little bit. I think I can only go by the data. I don't have Glenn to tell me the
Yeah.
411. Um, so I can only go by the data. This is the deal. If it continues to speed up as it approaches Earth, as it approaches the sun, then it's a natural object. But if it maintains its speed or slows down, then it's artificial. I know that it's giving off these gases, different frequencies. I'm more determined on the speed. As
Okay.
long as it keeps on increasing, then it's a natural object. That's my take on it. I don't
What
have.
about if it just goes off course? Like even if it's slight, like does that say anything about it?
It could, you know, I could see why you'd ask that. But then again, I like to look at the composition. It does appear to be cigar shaped.
Okay.
The composition, say for instance, there's more iron composition on one end than the other, then it will have a different gravitational pull. When it flies by the planets, the planet will pull on one end and cause it to rotate as it travels.
Hmm.
We're assuming that it's 100% homogeneous, whatever it's made out of, we're assuming it may not be. If it's large enough, if there's more nickel and iron on one end than on the other end, then gravity is going to pull on that end slightly more. That's just my take. I'm not an astronomer, but
Okay.
just
Yeah, yeah,
common sense in
yeah.
physics. Um, so that could explain the rotation. Again, it's about speed. Either way, no matter what it's made out of, it should continue to accelerate. Again, if it maintains or slows down, then well, different story.
Is there anything else that you just want to like say to the audience?
You know what? Yeah, I need some help from the audience. I came up with an amazing invention and I have not promoted it at all. And it's really, I think, going to serve humanity for the last 60 years. The FDA is trying to figure out a way to get people to take their medicine because they forget. They put their pills down. They don't. You'd be surprised. 50% of the people forget to take their medicine. It's so I came up with a pill reminder. Uh, Shoot, where's the cap that goes on it? Oh my God, where's the other part? Well, anyway, I came up with a pill reminder. It's really super, and this is only part one. There's a part that goes on top of this.
Uh-huh.
It comes off and you put it in your pocket. In other words, if anyone you know, anybody, if any of your viewers knows anyone who makes caps for vitamin bottles, prescription bottles, let me talk to the CEO. Other than that, we're good. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep recording. I'm going to keep looking
Yes.
at my.
I mean, what you're doing is incredible. Your channel's incredible. This blew my mind. It really did.
I realize I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. Of course, a lot of people have had to do a lot of research, millions and tens of millions of hours of research and testimonies and videos and analysis. And because without them, I don't think I'd be here. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd be here. So I recognize the work, everyone. But like with any work, it evolves and the next level has to come. I'm very optimistic and I I'm looking forward. It's exciting times.
It
It
really
is.
is.
I mean, the world may be upside down, but it's exciting times. Disclosure is here, and there's really no reversing it.